Start streaming. All right, I'm going to check my Twitter real quick to see if that auto went, because you can hook that shit up.
Yeah.
Me. Oh, yeah, it sure did.
Cool.
All right, Janice. Okay. We're live, bitches. All right. Welcome to Coffee Across, episode 9. We're going to do Three Doors Basic Sounds and see where we go. Maybe we'll get into visual polish. How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing well. Would you mind sharing your screen?
Oh, hey, yeah. I hold the power. I'm watching.
If that bogs down your computer...
It doesn't. Well, it doesn't. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. It's all part of it. Because I want you to be able to see everything that I'm doing on my screen. Because there we go. Here we go. Let's see that. Let me make sure that our pips are in the right place. All right. Oh yeah, I was working on something. I got a little cute with the name. It's called RGB, but it stands for Red Grav Blue. I was testing out some stuff. We'll feature that at some point. I almost jumped in and this week filled up, but I was going to do like a marathon session where it was like I'm going to start at 10 and I'm going to end at 10 with bio breaks. You know what I mean? And I'm just going to work on something that we don't do on Saturdays.
Bio breaks? Is that like peeing and eating? Is that?
Yes, that's exactly right. Peeing and eating, bio breaks. Have you never heard that before?
No, I never heard of bio breaks. I like that a lot.
Oh, that's a pretty standard geek terminology.
I got to learn that stuff too on this program.
That's left over from old MMO mud stuff, right? Like, so when you're hanging out with your buds online and you're like, BRB, right? Be right back. And then you'll be like, BRB bio, right? So everybody knows it's like, oh, well, that's going to take about 10 minutes.
I was never an MMO guy. I was always just a solo RPG or cooperative RPG. Never an MMO.
You know what's cool is sometimes the MMO stuff, like I'm not that social either, but some of the best times I've ever had in any game have been in an MMO. But
yeah, I mean, they seem amazing. WoW seems amazing to me.
It is pretty amazing. It's cool. Good morning, Josh. What's fun about it is like some of the best times that I'm talking about were times when my friends and I decided to do something that wasn't necessarily designed as a quest. You know what I mean? We're like, let's go to, and then open a map, that mountain, and then go take off, right? And have like an adventure. We're talking, and I don't know, like it's so organic sometimes.
Like, Elder Scrolls Online?
I haven't played it yet. I need to try it out. I think that's my next. I will test it. You know me. It's hard for me to get.
Yeah.
It's really hard for me to get really engaged with something. I think that's why I like Destiny, is because it's actually so easy to engage with, even though it's not super deep.
It's pick up and play and then put it back down.
Yes, exactly.
100%.
I can actually even do like multitasking with it on, right? Like, oh, I'm waiting for load, so I'm going to do this, and that, right? Or, and so it's easy for that. So it's been my kind of go-to right now. Okay.
That background looks pretty cool on that screen.
Yeah, I don't know what background this is. I think that's the basic. I think that's the default Unity background now. Let's see.
Wow.
Well, because it's picked a horizon line, and I think there's some colors here.
So they immediately give you a sky.
Yeah, I think that's what it looks like to me. Oh, we'll have to look at it. Yeah. But let's open up our example scene. Oh yeah, that's the Lazy Clouds example scene. Okay. So let's see.
Because we had Lazy Cloud. Oh wow.
Yeah, that's the example scene is ridiculous. It's this plane is like something like 10,000. It's like a couple miles, right? And that's the dome with the clouds on it, right? Let's go to the main camera. Yeah, so almost every asset that you get from the store has an example scene. So it's like I said, it's really worth opening up like a fresh project, bring in the example scene, see how it's supposed to work, right?
Yeah.
Kind of take inventory on it, like, okay, this is what he's intending, or she. Let's let me see how all the pieces work before I try and put it into mine. Because once you have all your moving parts, like even though 3 doors is really simple, now we've got a lot of moving parts to keep track of, right? I've been lazy about my commenting in my scripts as well. So like, it's a good thing that you and I kind of know exactly where everything is, and that we do this weekly and not longer than weekly. The few days that we flip-flopped with like Dumpster Baby, I actually had a hard time, in picking up again because I haven't really been documenting as well as I can. We should do a whole episode where I document along the side with this stuff.
I'll write that down. We'll do another episode on there.
Yeah, or I'll do it as like, okay, if anybody wants to hang around, I'm going to be broadcasting exactly what I'm doing to document. Because like it is the unglamorous work of game design, right? Actually, we should do an episode because even though it's unglamorous, it's important to learn how to do it right.
Yeah, I mean, if you apply it to something that you're building, I mean, it'll still be fun. I'm just excited to start hearing some sounds when these doors open.
Yeah. Let's get to that. Let me. So I'll open this scene, and in fact, speaking of documentation, let's go back to my keynotes. That was our questions from before. When do I know to spawn buildings? When the blah blah blah. Yeah, we sort of answered those questions. Okay.
That's a different project.
Hey, look at that. You're right. That's Dumpster Baby. You haven't really been in on Dumpster Baby since I do it when you're not around. I think it's gonna be fun for you to see once we get to a certain point. It's gonna be like a great surprise. Okay, let's just call this. So we're not really done with scoring, by the way. Let's just call this sound and visual polish. Right. So let's today let's add some basic sounds.
Maybe music? Soundtrack?
Music? I'll put that in question marks.
Sure.
Let's call this door colors progression. Okay, so one of the things I was thinking of last night is the doors, right? Right now they're just static. One of the features that we haven't added it back in yet is that the doors are randomly changing colors.
Could they also change shapes? Could they also change...
I'm not going to change their shapes because I think I want it to always be the same decision for the player of like, I have no idea which door it's going to be. They look kind of the same except for the colors, right? And sort of like, we'll sort of like chip away and add into that. And I think I'm going to call it, let's see. So this is one of the terms from what I call EA finishing school. It's a stretch goal. So you set your goal and then you set your like, if I knock it out of the park goal, right? Mm-hmm. So the stretch goal being add random letters and numbers to further mess with the player. Sure. One of the things that we haven't added yet is actually ads.
Yeah.
And that's possibly its whole own thing, is we're going to do some animation work. But let's get into sounds first. So let's just see how far we get, because maybe if I hook up some basic sounds, I'm not going to go any farther than hooking up like just some beeps and boops, right? Just right now, so that we can verify that sounds are working, that we have all the pieces that we need to have, and then I think what we're going to do now as we polish is go through lots of different I don't know what's the right word, disciplines, right? We'll go through sound, then we'll go to animation, then we'll go to art, and we're going to start to chip away at everything as we go around, right? And we're going to play it a lot, because we're essentially going to pick like singular targets, right? So let's play it real quick to see where we're at. Okay, so
I forgot about all that.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit. It's so like coming back to it a week later, right? I mean, it's ugly as sin, right? But that's okay, because everything's working. We know that we can play effects. We know that we've got this crazy background back here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to turn this plane back on now that we've been away for a week. It's kind of nice to be grounded a little bit.
Looks cool. Yeah, looks very cool.
So it's like, Oh boy, this door's moved really fast.
Too fast, right?
Yeah, but these doors are moving okay.
I think something like sound would inform how fast they move, right? If you have a whoosh sound or a...
Yeah, that's true. Although, we have to see what happens. See, the other thing that's happening is we're not getting...
The devil isn't going away?
Yes, that is correct. The devil is not going away. As well as we're not getting...
Is it a double-click issue again?
I don't know. It might be. Let me see here. Turn this on. I'm just catching up a little bit, trying to figure out everything that's going on here that I need to get to. Yeah, I think it's a double-click issue. We need to fix that at some point, but we'll do a little bug.
We did.
Well, we fixed a couple of things. What we didn't do was fix the... remember last week I said... let's see, how did I induce it?
I remember you put a limit for...
Yeah, I did, but that's 2 clicks on the same door. What I didn't fix is one door and then the next door. So watch. I wish... you know what I need to do is put in a slow-mo slider in here. There's a way to do it from the console, I think. But anyway, so the blue door is zooming at you, right? Here, I'm going to get a Post-it. So what's happening is, I'll show you on screen, it's just happening so fast, I want to slow this down a little bit. So let's just call this, get one of my handy dandy pencils, blue door. I can only hold 2 doors at a time. Green door, actually, I'll work this out. Green door. Blue door, and I'll show you what's happening. Okay, so this is actually what's going on, and it makes sense to me in script because I didn't actually the way that I've been doing these, right, is not shooting for shipping. I've been shooting for functionality first, right? I will. Oh, okay, this works. Watch this. Watch this craziness. We're going to build this. I had this idea the other day for a GPS-based putt anywhere machine. Like putt anywhere, putt anywhere in the world, right? And so I might build a prototype here in Unity first, but the idea being that there are actuators underneath 2 layers of rubber carpet, right? So you could put in a GPS, I want to putt the 5th hole on Augusta, and from this angle, right? And you would pick it on screen, and then basically the little pistons and actuators underneath the carpet would give you the lie.
That's rad.
Do you know what I mean? Isn't that kind of a cool idea? And then basically you open up it's a serious training tool, right? I want to putt every hole from every angle. You could do it just by spinning your location on an iPad, right? And sort of I want to pee 20 feet away from uphill or downhill or something like that, and then have whatever, the little piston actuators change it, right? I think if we add a some VR headset, we could actually pretend you were there, some background, hey, this is what Augusta looks like. Okay, yeah. There's our pieces, right? And then I made them all the same color. Except for the lettering, so you can see when they foreshorten, right, in perspective. Yeah. Notice how much more screen they take up. Yep. Right, and we'll do this slow, right? So if you pretend that my finger is the mouse click, and I click on the edge of this blue door, right? Sorry, on the edge of this green door, right? But imagine that my finger is out here, right? Can you still see my finger? I don't have a preview. Yep. Okay, so as it comes up. Notice that it's 2 doors at once. Well, notice that it looks like it's on the blue door now, right? Yeah. So basically, what ends up happening is, in perspective, this actually works, right? Because my finger is actually changing size, but in the game, this mouse is taking up screen space, right? So basically, as this gets bigger, it looks like it does that. Right. Right. So anyway, it's static here. The thing is getting bigger, so I'm clicking on one door, click, right? As it gets bigger, I'm clicking on this door, right? So the bug is, and I'll recreate it. Let's stop it. Is basically you click this door and then you click again in the air. See how Satan appeared really close? It's because it appeared from where the blue door was clicked, which was really close to the camera. Right? Oh, we lost. You suck. See how big the coin was? Yeah, Josh, that is fire now. That's fire now. Now that's a fire. You remember Eddie Murphy? Raw. Have you seen Raw and Delirious? Okay.
Those are the two finest stand-up specials
Ever. I could watch it repeatedly. Well, I couldn't watch it repeatedly actually anymore. I've seen it so many times.
I got your ice cream.
Yeah. And then the big brown shark came. Let's see here. Goonie Goo Goo. What does Goonie Goo Goo mean, Eddie? Oh, I'm going to skip this update. So I've got an update available for UScript. My fear is that it will slow us down. Let's just work with what we got, and then I'll update in between episodes or after. Actually, if you want to stay on at like 11 or so, I will update it at that point. Okay, so there's our. Which script is this? This should be our. Our Twitch Doors test. Okay. Let's add some sounds. So where are the actual events that we want to make sounds for right now? They're on the door, right? So let's open up the door script. Okay. These doors are getting really messy. You see how it looks like a giant, like, horror train?
Yeah, it still looks pretty cool, though. I mean...
Yeah. Okay, so one man's horror is another man's cool. To me, I look at it and I'm like, oh my god, that's so error-prone. It's going to break in so many different ways. What we need to do is kind of... I'm just going to slap some sounds on right now, right?
Okay.
And we will do that at
those on the click, or do you do them on the send signal, or...
Well, we'll put it on input, and since it's going to be the same sound for all of them right now, I'm just going to put it in the chain at the same time that we rotate, right? And so what we'll do, let's go to the asset store, right? And see, I've actually pulled down some like generic sounds that work for me, and let me see if I can. There's one called. I want to see if it's free or not. 8-bit Retro Rampage. I think I got the free one because that's all I wanted was, free edition, right? So,
awesome.
I've got this in my library. There's another 8-bit Sounds free edition here. We could spend...
Is that the game Retro Rampage?
Say what?
Is that the game Retro Rampage? Is that
no.
what it's from?
No, I think it's just... Oh, you know what? I don't think so.
I think it's called Retro Rampage.
I think so too, but I don't think that's what this is from. I think this is just somebody squatting on that name in the store.
Just a cool name.
Yeah. One of these days I'm going to go through and do a shout out to everybody that I've downloaded here, right? Or like we're going to do like an episode dedicated to animated effects shaders. Let's jump into those today, right? But right now, so we've got 8-bit sounds. I'll do it as we go. Okay, you see, these are sound files. These little orange bits. That you can't see it, but there's waveforms in that blurb.
Oh, totally. I see them.
Okay. I'm just gonna pull them all in.
Wave.
See, there's weapons. I'm not sure we're gonna need weapons, or robots, or monster. Well, we might need monster vocals. Let's see what that sounds like.
Maybe like domestic stuff, like door. Yeah. There's whooshes.
There's whooshes. We'll have a whoosh. Remember, these are 8-bit sounds, so it's gonna be pretty.
Those are the best, man. I'm working on a project right now that I'm using 8-bit sounds.
Are you? That's awesome.
I've got a library full of Castlevania, Mega Man, Mario sounds. It's awesome.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. Well, there was a band movement in like Brooklyn for a while that was basically people taking their rock bands and then
chiptunes.
Chiptunes, yeah, and it was more than chiptunes. They were feeding. So I went to this
keyboards.
They were feeding in the MIDI boards, but there was also like I watch these one guys. I gotta ask my friend what their names were. We saw them in like some warehouse in Brooklyn, and they had their like all of their acoustic instruments, like everything was hooked in through like pedals and stuff, So like he would play like the electric guitar, but it sounded like kinda, yeah. It was awesome, but it had that guitar sound, right? So it had that like bang, 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 bang. You know, it was pretty sweet. I'm gonna get a top off my coffee for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, the way that sounds. Let's go look at them. I have not played with the new audio managers yet, so this is going to be a little bit of an adventure. Okay, so you can see here they're organized by. Here, you know what? I'm going to. Boy, that doesn't help. I do like to look at things kind of small. Anyway, organized by category. But what we can do, see this where it says asset labels over here? When I pick this asset, I'll get a preview.
Nice. Sounds pretty good for 8-bit. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was the phone. Record scratch.
That's straight out of Toe Jam and Earl.
Oh, yeah, totally. There's some Qbert action going on here. That was a little bit of a left to right. Did you hear it? Oh, you can't hear it. But you can see the two tracks, channel 1 and channel 2.
So 44.1 hertz, is that pretty standard for...
I think that's...
game audio?
Well, because there's have that and you'll get 22.100, right? Which is like half the quality. And it's basically... and then you'll also have 11,000. Basically, it starts to get a little noisier, like and a little less clear. You know, I'm not an audio guy. I know that
48 is what like films at 48 kilohertz.
Yes,
or 48,000. Yeah.
So these waveforms are just a little shy, but that's as good as it's going to get in.
I mean, this is what it used to be. It used to be 44.1.
Yes.
TV and radio.
Okay, so let's see. We have some jingles. Oh, mystery reveal. Oh man,
little Zelda action.
Yeah, it's a little long. Time elapsed.
Those are great.
Yeah, it reminds me of like some Keystone Cop. Sounds like some Missile Command.
Sweet.
So that's some old school explosion. Okay, let's see what a couple of these ambiances are. Outer Space Rumble.
Might be good to have an outer space type rumble in the background.
I was thinking about that. The thing is, it's so constant, it might just sound like noise.
Yeah, totally.
Constant wind. Right? Like, you run the risk of that sounding like... our graphics are so simple that you run the risk of that sounding like just noise.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, let me go back over here. We're going to have to get a little creative, because since there's no direct door... I'm looking here. No?
Thinking like how Maniac Mansion sounded. It's like you need like a... It's like a click for the door, and then almost like a squeak when it opens real quick.
Yeah, and I think without doing some editing, like I could take some of these and cut them up.
You can cut those up?
We can. Yeah. There's some free editing tools out there we can get into that will work it. So let's look at UI. Maybe there's something in them.
These are just WAV files, right?
Yep.
So I could put those in an editing system, and I could put them together and create combination.
Absolutely. And part of the reason I grab free ones is it just gives me somewhere to start, since I'm not a sound guy. Error. Let's see what magic sounds like.
Awesome.
Okay, that's a very positive sound, but I think...
Score.
Yeah, we'll add that later. Let's do... Sorry. That sounds pretty trippy. All right, let's add this. Let's see how to add this to our scene. I'm going to use Power Up 01, right? I am actually going to copy this. No, it won't let me copy that, will it? Will it let me copy this?
Doesn't it copy when you put it in the hierarchy?
It does. What I can do is this instead. Reveal in Finder. Let's go to... Generally, by the way, you want to manipulate your assets here in the hierarchy and project windows, because Unity is automatically creating pointers to all of these files, right? So manipulating things out here is maybe not is the best thing to do, but what I'm going to do, Power Up, is I'm going to copy this, and we're going to paste it into Assets, Resources. Remember I was saying the Resources folder is where all of our, where we can call stuff from script, right? That may have changed. So let's go to Resources, and we'll paste it. It won't. Okay, so we're going to have to drag it in. So, see, Assets, 8-bit Retro Rampage. Oh, we got vocals too. Monster vocals. We're going to have to listen to those in a minute. Let's see, Power Up 01. Let's drag this from here. Actually, I'm going to paste it here, just so I have it, like I don't actually move the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's not going to let me drag it in that way. Well, son of a bitch. Okay, well, screw it. Let's just move it. I can always bring it in. I thought I was going to get tricky. It's tricky to rock around, All right, here we go. Let's go back to our U script. Right? Oh, actually, there's a couple of things we need to know. So, main camera, you need to look over here and see that there's an audio listener on our camera. Okay, so there are multiple components to sound that need to be in the levels. One of them is you need something that's listening, right? Because if you don't have something that's listening, then you can't tell it where you are in the world so that it can modulate like position, right? So in a 3D world, and actually I'm gonna do this. Let's see if this works. I'm gonna try something new. I've pulled in a new tool set here. Where's this? Yep, no. No. Is it up? Let's do this. Device. Show frame. Maybe it's on a different window. Whoa, hey, let me kill that. Okay, well that's not going to work. I'll fiddle with that later. Anyway, I was going to open up Paper by 53 and use my handy dandy stylus and draw you some pictures. But I'll work that out next week. I just had that idea last night.
John Madden style?
Say what? Yeah, John Madden style. So anyway, let's get back into this. So if it were a 3D level, in fact it is a 3D level, let's go to our doors. Where's our door set? Let's turn this on for a second, right? If I could freely walk around past these doors, you don't want the sound to emit at the same sound, like the same volume, right? You want it to change. Like if I'm close to the green door and they all open at the same time, I would want to hear the green door closer than everything else, right? So basically each of these things, in that case, we would, put the sounds exactly on every object. Right? However, what we're going to do instead is
the pan thing.
Well, it kind of doesn't matter because we're going to interact with them so fast that you're not going to get a real sense of position.
Yeah, but I think if you had the swoosh, if you had the whoosh on there, right, and we have it on the right on the green, we should have pan right, pan middle on the blue, pan left on the red as it comes by, and so you kind of hear it.
Oh, yes, except that doesn't take into account that we're going to go through each door straight through the center, right? So
that's right.
Which we just don't have in yet, right? So when I get the animation in, you'll be going through each door as if it was in the center. Although it might be interesting if you went through the green door to hear the blue door go by, right?
Yeah.
Like on the left channel. Also remember that we're kind of aimed for mobile on this, right? So you wouldn't hear the stereo panning unless you had your earbuds in. I think we're cutting into like different amounts of like the market, right? Of like how many people are going to play with sound. So like what's worth our time right now is like let's make sure every sound works for every door across all channels, and then we can polish into that level of audio, right? It happens so fast it may not even be worth doing as far as like what our time is worth. But let's see. So let's go back to the UScript editor. Let's do, sorry, actually what we need to do is get that other piece on here, which is on the actual door. Oh, actually I take that back. Let's go back to the script. Let's go to the script. Let's do add action audio play. We didn't put an audio source on, but let's do a play sound, right? And let's hook that up at the same time that we rotate the door, right? We are going to determine what audio clip, so we need an audio clip variable. Let's drop this in here. I actually suspect that this is not going to work because sound is a little bit tricky. So what was it called? Power Up?
Power Up is the one we're looking at here. There it is, 01.
I think it was this one, but I kind of wonder what this one is.
Pop Up?
Yeah, so we'll look at that later. So owner, and we're not going to go out from this one, right? Because it's though it's technically part of our chain, I don't care when it ends right now.
So one and done.
One and done. It just goes. It plays, right? And the only thing is, remember, now that, see, I put the owner variable on here, when it gets clicked, it's going to play every time. Actually, this would have helped us find that other bug, because we would have got an extra sound, right, when we clicked another door. So let's look at this. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. So volume is a 0 and 1 variable, 0 being nothing and 1 being full blast, right?
So that's on and off.
Yep, you can choose to loop it. Oh, no, you can have, this is a float, so it can be 0.5, right?
Oh, okay.
0.5 would be half the loudness, right? And 0.75 is 3/4 the loudness, 0.25. So it's basically a no reason to go to 100. It's essentially 100, like 0 to 100 with a decimal point.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
So it's a percentage.
100.
I don't know. It's technically it's a smaller number. I don't know. This one goes to 11. So
Many pop culture references on Coffee with Cross.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of how I talk all the time.
It's good.
So this is, if you want the sound to loop, right, and then true and false. Okay, there's nothing too tricky here. Let's see. Let's build this, and let's see if we get a sound. I'm doubtful because I think I know there's a couple of things missing, but it's worth trying to.
I'm gonna say we're gonna get a sound.
Actually, hold on a sec. I think I need to pick a different audio clip. And in fact, here, let's do this. Oh, I'm not going to do that. So there's nothing in the scene. It's actually not loaded. That I don't think we're going to get a sound. But let's try it. Let's try it again. I think I've got a compile error. See this red? See how it went to a red dot here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's actually telling me that it's not going to build.
Interesting.
Yep. Okay, it told me. Maybe it's going to play. Let's see. Oh, see, it said UScript not saved. So I think it didn't let me actually finish saving it since it didn't compile right.
Because it has an error?
Yeah. Because
it's actually kind of nice, right?
It is actually kind of nice. It didn't used to do that exactly like that. So let's save this.
You could keep fucking up over and over again. At least you know now.
It was red to just tell me that it hasn't been saved. I thought I did save quick.
Ah.
Okay. Well, it wasn't saved. So it gave me the sort of red light like, hey, dude, you should save your graph.
Yo, dude.
Yo, dude. What up, dog? Let's see here. Close this. Let's go here. Right on. Okay, done compiling. Let's go back over here. Let's play it. All right. Okay. Is it playing? Did we go to play mode? We did. I don't hear any sounds. That doesn't mean that it's not playing. So what might be happening is since the door is emitting the sound, right? It's far enough away from the camera that we can't hear it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go over here. Let's grab the main camera. We're going to move it in to where our doors are. Which doors do we want? Is it those? Yeah, it is. Okay, this is going to be bad news. All right, we're real close to this door. Okay, I didn't hear anything. So I think what's going on is I'm trying to play a sound that has not been loaded, right? Lots of sounds need to be preloaded. The fast way around this is I am going to actually go into the door set again. So since it doesn't exist in the scene, right, and I have a feeling, let's go look at the console and see if there's an error about that. There's no error. It's interesting. It says it, so I think it's by all indications it's being played. Let's grab, where's it playing that log? It's log, it's big, it's heavy, it's wood.
It's better than bad. It's good.
Yeah, it's better than bad. It's good. Okay. So we're not getting our audio clip. It says none, but it's got a value here, and that's not great. So basically, I think it's playing nothing. Let's try that. Because it should be picking up this string and playing it, but
it still says none.
Let's do this instead. Let's delete this selected. We're going to do this a slightly different way. We're going to put the sound on the camera, okay, so that I can guarantee that, let me see, that the sound is happening next to the listener, right, so that we can hear it. And let's call it, it's an audio source, right? Do you see what's going on down here? Here, I'll go up to the big menu.
All right, that's good.
Add audio source, right? And I added that to the main camera. We're going to pick this, go to power up. Now from this place here, things don't have to be in the resource menu. So let's do the power up one. Here, just do it this way. Okay, so
those are the copies for sure. Waveform looks exactly the same.
Yep, this is the one out of the resources folder. Output. I'm not going to dick with this yet because this is part of the new audio system. Do not play on awake. Do not loop. Priority. You can set your sounds to have priority over different things. Stereo pan. This is where we can set up how we do that stuff. 3D settings. Doppler level. Minimum distance. What the fall off is. What the spread is, etc. So between 1 and 500 is how this curve plays out. Right. Let me look at this spread. Okay, let's not do that. I don't want to do a logarithmic roll-off. I want to do a linear roll-off because we're not doing heavy 3D sound, but let's see if this works that way. Sorry, I need to tell it to play. It's not going to work that way. Let's do, open up this UScript editor. Now, let's do actions, audio, play audio source. Okay, so now that we have a source in the world, right, we can do this, play it, we're going to add a variable, which is the game object. Sorry, right? And this game object is going to be, you know what? I'm going to do it this way. Whatever has our audio source on it, right, which is our main camera, I'm going to now, you know what? I'm going to make this slightly organizationally nicer. I'll call this audio source main. Okay. Oh shit! I gotta remember to. Okay, just so I don't have to go digging through the camera every time that I want to do some audio stuff. So what I'm going to do is we're going to copy this component, remove this component, go over to this empty one. Let's see, how about paste component? Mother. Shut your mouth. Oh, screw it. I'll just add a new source. Add the source. Let's actually go here. We're gonna paste the component as new. And
there you go.
There we go. Linear roll off. Oh, right. Okay, it appended it to the bottom. I'll delete this one. Okay, so there we go. It's power up 1, etc. Blah 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 blah. Let's save that. Okay, now I am going to drag this thing over my Windows, man, whatever that thing's called. Drag it in here. Place the game object, audio source main. There, it's so much nicer than saying main camera as well in here, right? It should already have an audio clip assigned to it, so I'm going to turn off this bit because I don't want to overwrite it. So what's interesting is now that I have an audio source, I can actually overwrite the sounds in that audio source.
Is that from the importance? The rating of importance?
No, you basically just overwrite it at that time. Like you said, instead of playing that sound, play this sound. Right? Okay.
Got it.
Now let's save it. Okay, turned off my door set. This is still playing. Let me drag this over so I can tag the window from the side. You know, the way I dragged everything in here is, you know, the way that I cope with only having one screen. If you've got a 2-screen setup, you could have your, you know, this window side by side, right? And you could just be dragging variables in here, no problem. Right? But thank God that Mac works this way that I can use the mission control to do that whatnot. Let's go. Okay. We should get a sound now. Alright? Alright, let's pick a better sound. That's kind of annoying.
So can you just append that file now? Or
yeah, I can
replace it?
I can replace it. Punch. Let's try this punch. I thought there was another power-up in here, right? Wasn't there? Oh, let's try this whoosh. It's a little quiet.
Cool. That seems good.
Yeah, there's our whoosh. Okay.
Medium basic whoosh.
So let's see the audio source over here. Medium basic whoosh. Shit. So this is one of those things. Watch this. What I'm doing is I'm trying to set it up so I can drag my medium basic whoosh right in there, right? But what I did is instead of click and hold, I did a click, which changed my inspector, right?
Got it.
So.
Do you have to hold control or something?
No, you just have to be very. I have old man mouse cursors, right? So they're a little bit big. So the actual touch point is a little bit behind where the point on the pointer is. So
old man cursors.
Yeah. So
OFCs.
Which one was it? Was it this one?
Medium basic whoosh.
Medium basic whoosh. Okay, sorry. Audio source. We're gonna click and not let go, right? And
Now, could you have picked that little?
Yeah, I could have done it this way. But it loads, like this screen is every audio file in your project. Right?
Sure.
The other way I could have done it, watch this, I could have done this. Added it to my scene just bare, right? Like that. Gone here, and then see these two tabs? Oh, hey, it didn't show up in my scene. I think I would have had to attach it to something. So, anyway. Now we have that on the main camera. Let's test that sound.
That works if we slow the doors down a tad.
It does. Actually, it's not bad kind of how it is. Like on my screen, the sound is still playing slightly as the doors are going past.
Cool.
And then when
that's a good sound for that, man.
Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, let's leave that. Now, I kind of wish we had the sound I wish we had was more like a right?
Totally.
Like
I think it's two sound effects, right? Like
right, two in a row.
Like it's almost like if you took the punch and then you added like one of the like a zip or something to it, like a wheep, you know. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do actually, like a kind of a thing, right? Yeah. So, well, here let's let me go to Launchpad. I've got a sound editor somewhere in here.
Reminds me of like the old Lucasfilm sound effects before I had a sound card in my computer.
Yeah, totally.
Mansion and the Indiana Jones games.
So, let me see. Let's go find this. Movie in Finder. Let's do Punch. I'm going to make a working folder outside of my asset folder, right? So inside my Twitch example project folder, I'm going to go over here and create a new folder, audio working, right? Because I don't want to mess with the sounds that I have in the level already in case I screw them up, right? Okay, right. So we got our punch. Let's see if we can get a. That whoosh is not bad. There's a bounce. We kind of want like a squeak, right?
Exactly.
Let's go look at vocals because maybe there's something in the monster. Oh. That was kind of Predator-ish.
Totally. Did you see that they announced Predator for Mortal Kombat X?
I did. I'm a little bit torn by that. It's a little bit...
I'm into it 100%, man. Like Jason Voorhees and Predator. I'm buying every single DLC pack for that game I can get my hands on.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's not next month.
Is it? I kind of, like, I wasn't a huge Mortal Kombat fan, but I will definitely pick it up because it seems like something great to support. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, they're doing good work on that series right now. And the graphics that they put in this are just so good.
It looks good.
A little too real.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, by the way, I played a Unity-powered game recently. New and tasty, the Oddworld Odyssey, the remake.
Oh yeah, what'd you think?
I mean, the game it's beautiful. It's still frustrating as all hell, like the old games were. Right. Lauren Lanning likes to get in my head, I think.
You know, he sent me an email. He said, "Oh, I can't wait till Brian gets frustrated."
Yeah. I like that guy. He's a nice guy.
He is. He's cool. He's cool. Yeah. He's cool beans. Oh, here I've got a source sound folder over here. That's great. Okay, we're going to call this, I'm using a program called Vector Sounds. I think I pulled it off of the Apple Store. And as long as your sounds are less than 10 seconds, it's free.
Cool.
So let's call this Door SFX. And that's our working file. I'm not going to buy the full version now. But I think I will, just because, like, now that I've tried it out and I feel kind of... like, this is my go-to. It does the things that I need it to do without being too complex. Okay, there's the punch, right?
Yeah.
Let's open this one. Okay, what is it? Monster vocal. Let's just. Oh, I mistyped. I got a typo. Okay, we got this one. All right. That to me actually is the sort of shape that I want, but I feel like it's too deep. So what I'm gonna do actually is select all. We're going to
low shelf it.
no, I want it to actually. I want to compress it a little bit and change the pitch.
Pitch is down at the bottom there.
There we go. Let's pitch it up. Actually, so did I ever show you the Shake
this
Me?
Is awesome, man.
Let's turn it up a little bit. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is that doesn't sound quite right, right?
Pretty close though. You know, it's like you're.
Let's pitch it up. Let's go high. So to me, it trails too long, right?
Yeah, it just needs to shorten, right?
So let's grab.
You might just take off that end.
That let's do this, and then let's also do.
Is there like a fade out? Oh yeah, you can put fade outs on.
You
there.
can, but I probably won't. I probably won't do that. It's just it's so short already that
sure.
Adding on a fade out. What I want to do.
I just get used to that when I do sound.
You put a fade on everything.
One frame fade out on everything, just to fills it out.
Let's see if I can get this going. Hey Josh, you still there? What I actually want to do is take this and sort of compress the time, and I'm sort of looking for where that is.
Effects?
Yeah, I think it should be in here, right? Oh, it's probably distortion, time distortion.
No, that's gonna add. Those are filters.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not an audio guy either. It's a lot of noise in there. Let's see. So effects. What do you think?
I'm trying to see what's the not.
You know, I bet you if I do this, let's go here. Let's do. Spinning pinwheel of death. Okay, that's not exactly what I want to do, is it? Alright, well, fuck it. It's fine.
You know that last bit right there, that very low wave there, I mean, you could probably just take off. Because that's that extra air off. It's like you've got two already. Rah, rah.
Yeah, you're right. Let's try it. Here, I'm going to play this with just this piece.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think you're right. Let me no. Let's get some French toast.
I bet if you emailed me that thing, I could have this shortened in 5 seconds.
You know what? Let's just run with it because I think, like I said,
I would love to take my hand and
get busy with it.
Hell yeah!
So let's paste it in there. There we go. Let's get rid of some of this dead sound in between. I actually pasted it on the same track. What we could have done is actually put them on 2 tracks. I'll save that for later. And if you want to go crazy with sound...
Pretty close.
Here, watch this. Let's put it in... right there. Did you hear what I kind of did there?
Yeah, I doubled it.
Yeah, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. We'll grab this piece here. Oh, did I lose
one of the hits?
Yeah, I did. I must have deleted it by accident. Are you already messing with sounds?
Totally.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'll stop messing around with sounds.
No, I think that's in a good spot though. At least you can. It's like you're messing with Nintendo sounds. It's like you gotta use other things for the different objects.
Yeah, and I think so. What I did is I over pitched it. It actually made it invalid. Like it took this range and wiped it out. Let's take this and actually do. Let's do this pitch thing again. I'm gonna look at this. Actually, drop it down. No, actually, I want it slightly up.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that that's going to get me what I want. Come on, Mickey Ficky me. No, Mickey Ficky you. That's the TV version of something in Scarface. Mickey Ficky me! Mickey Ficky you!
Oh, that's funny.
Let's export this. That's fine. We're going to call this Doro.
I think that movie was so amazing. Now I rewatch it. It's pretty cheesy, man.
Ha! Well, you know what? I think it's pretty awesome still.
It is,
but
it
does have that
it
does have that comic booky
yeah.
If you could be a superhero, who would you be? Right? Like
it's ultra neon. The acting, Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio faking that accent is just kind of come on.
It's kind of fantastic. Oh, whoops! I forgot to save it. Hold on.
Ryan De Palma.
Okay, so you know what? I'm going to send you if here's your homework: is actually open up Unity, find the 8-bit sounds rampage, and then figure out how to get the sounds out and edit them. There's your homework. It's a door sound. I don't have to email it to you because you should have access to it through the asset store, right? And that should be slightly empowering for you to get into the whatnot. Resources. Open up my Finder window.
Retro Rampage it was, right?
Yeah, 8-bit Retro Rampage.
Now, do we want to stick with that, or do you want me to look at some other free stuff? And if I can
play around.
Sounds like fun homework.
Play around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to drag this into our resources folder. Right, errors during import. What were my errors? Okay, here's my options. Didn't play. I may need to pull it in as a different. No. All right, let me look at this again. You gotta be kidding me, man.
You gotta be kidding me, man.
Yep. Let's see, let's export this. one more time because I did this for. Oh, you know what? Let's call it. I'm gonna save it as an IF.
IF.
IF. Okay. Actually, let's go to advanced settings. That's fine. Oh, I might be doing something wrong with my export, but that's fine. Let's see if this works. Do this, and we'll call it door SFX. If this doesn't work, I'm just going to roll with what we got. Okay.
Oh, Hearthstone.
Oh, yeah.
That's addicting as all hell.
If, actually, and at some point, delete that. No, do not open. I do not want iTunes to open. At some point, you know, sometimes I play a game ahead of time to get, just get my brain in the sort of mindset of, in games, right? Just to wake up. And Hearthstone is one of those. It used to be Pop-It for me. Pop-It was a game that I played before writing.
Hearthstone's amazing. Like, they simplified Magic to the point where people just, it's so fast. Oh, yeah.
Yes. It was a little, it played in my iTunes. I got some groovy stuff going on in iTunes.
That's some really wacky stuff. I'll be right back.
Wild, wacky stuff. Shoot preview. Alright. F it. We're going to stick with the power up and we'll play some fun stuff. You know, maybe let's go look at the audio mixer and see if I can do some magic in here. Add mixer. Let's call it new audio mixer. Oh yeah, okay. I'm not getting into this today because it's gonna take me some time to play around with it. Delete that. Yes. All right, now what's next? We've got our sounds playing. Oh, you're sleepy, Josh. What happened last night? What are you doing, sleepy guy? All right, let's go back over here. So we've got play audio source, that's working. It works on our doors. We need to, oh yeah, Santa Monica is not close to anybody. Yeah, Cypress to Santa Monica. Let's see, so we've got a basic sound going on. I'm not super hot on the way it's animating, but let's just stick with that. And I think BioBreak. So I think okay. I'm just gonna stick with the sound that we've got now because I don't want to get bogged down.
Yeah.
Right.
Should it work for every door?
Yep. Doesn't matter which door. Now watch. Remember I was saying if we had this sound, we would have found that bug. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
But the other sound's not working, huh?
You know what? I ditched it in favor of just getting it going since your new homework is to actually make a door sound.
I hope I can export in the proper format. It looks like it's kind of difficult to import.
Yeah, let me look into that. I would say open up a sound only project, right? Put and like hit me up on like text or Skype or something like that when you're setting it up, because I'll help you put all the right pieces in to remind you. Or you could come back and watch this episode.
Yeah.
Right, but you'd have to find the place where I was talking about, making sure you had an audio source and an audio listener. Hey, you know what? Actually, this might not be a bad time for me to take a short break too, because can you hang out for a couple minutes? I'm going to keep you on Skype, but I'm going to stop the broadcast for a second to break up the archive into two pieces, because like I found when I have like an export that's longer than like 90 minutes or something like that, YouTube doesn't like it.
Cool.
Yeah, so like I'm going to take we're just going to insert a small pause. Be back in like